Oh, I can pause it. That thing. Damn it. Alright, keep going.
You're
Just
gonna
putting
hear
together.
your voice.
It was shut off when you did it. Well, I will now.
So here I am getting another piece. Now if I'm just working a horse, I'm not gonna worry too much. But it's a good way to practice for your horse to stand still, because at horse shows you may not have any help. You know, you may be able to get someone to braid for you, but if you don't, at least practice so you can know, that when you get there you can do it yourself if you have to. And I'm just braiding, taking the pieces, just like that. And you want to pull. The key is to pull on the bottom piece, and that keeps the braid up here. Oh. And if they move, it's okay. Just hold on to your braid. Of course, if they spook and are freaked out, let go. Always let go. You'll have to start over, but that's better than getting trampled on or, however injured. So I'm just grabbing pieces here, and I just keep going down. And Jules being really good because she's used to it. And once your horse gets used to standing for you like this, it's a piece of cake, and it goes fast. It doesn't take a lot of time. If I'm dealing with a horse that, is constantly moving around, dancing, and I have to start over. So work with your horse. The first couple of times the braid may not look that great, and that's fine. But don't say, oh, I'm going to go to a show and decide a week before to learn how to braid, because it's not going to work out for you. I've been doing this for years and years, and I work with my horses well in advance. Like, even if I'm not going to show them, I clip, like you can tell her face is clipped, and I do a trim here and there. I clipped her probably in April, just so she can, if I had made a mistake clipping, I could fix it. I had enough time for the hair to grow out and redo it. But don't do a clip job, in a day before. Try to space it out so your horse isn't standing for 8 hours clipping. I would do a clipping, do it, space it out, and then touch up the day before a horse show, in case the hair needs to grow back, or that they moved. So always give your horse plenty of time so they don't have to stand there for hours on end to get clipped. So I'm starting to finish up my braid. You can see that. And my horse is nice and relaxed, which is always good. And I'm pulling tight on the piece I picked. So you can see I switched how I had my hands, so I can start working down here. And I may move her a little bit to give me some space. And I'm probably not going to take all this because I don't want to pull. And you could space it like that. But keep practicing. It's not going to look, like I said, it's not going to look perfect when you first start. But the more you do it, the better you'll get at it, I promise. I've been doing this since I was 10 years old. And so you can see this piece may pull. I don't want it to be pulling. So I may only take a little bit and call it. You see my dog just ran by there and she was fine. She's a real good girl 'cause she's used to this. So I'm not going to put this in the braid because it's just going to pull. So I would leave that and maybe either do a straight braid down here, depending on what I was doing. If I was showing in hand, I might try to put it in because I wouldn't be riding. But I could probably sneak that and hide it somewhere with a straight braid and make it look nice. But I'm just going to finish this braid and straight braid it down. And I always take a couple elastics, because if you have elastics in your tote and they've been there a while, they might have dried out. So you may grab one and it breaks. And then you're like, oh no. Then you have to get down, get an elastic. So I always take a couple with me and try to braid to the very end. That's about it. And then I take an elastic off, hopefully. Like that. Oop. Now, of course, if I was showing, I wouldn't use hot pink. I would use, you know, black or white. She's whiting out now because she's getting older. But I would use something to match the mane. But for today's purposes, today we're just riding. And I put it in a little bun like that. And usually you try and get the end on the other side. But for today, that'll work. So that is how you do a straight braid down here. And this would be good if I was doing it in hand. And you see I have some stranglers. You could cut them or pull them out or gel them if you want to for show. So this braid would be good for any class you go into. Nice braid. Now there's other braids you can do. You can do little button braids. But this is a good way to start and learn how to get your horse ready to show. Thank you for watching, and as always, keep on daydreaming.